If you're looking for the best sports memorabilia and card break room on the internet, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Tonight's action will move fast, so we want to prep you for what you're about to see on your screen. First, the all-important dice roll number. At the top of the show, the host will randomize a series of numbers. The number selected from the randomizer will become the dice roll number for the entire show. Meaning every mystery box that is broken, the names of every collector will be placed on a list and randomized using the dice roll number for the show. Next, you see this black ticker down here? This shows you which numbers are still available in each and every Ultimate Autographs mystery box series. When a break fills or sells out, the host will ask for a number. This is where you make your selection from. Simply type a number in the chat, and the host will pick the first number they see. Throughout the show, you may see two different types of breaks: divisional and top spot. Divisional breaks are most common. In this format, all 8 individuals who enter a football-themed break will be positioned next to one of 8 football divisions after their names are randomized using the show's dice roll number. When the mystery box is opened, the football division of the team represented in that mystery box becomes the winning division. The lucky collector whose name is randomly placed next to that football division takes home the signed piece of authenticated memorabilia. Our top spot format is typically reserved for giveaways, college-themed series, and non-football breaks. In a top spot break, all names are added to a list. They are randomized using the show's dice roll number. At the end of the randomization, the name at the top becomes the winner of the signed item or prize. Breaking sports memorabilia has never been easier or more fun than it is in Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Remember, every mystery box series you see on the show can also be purchased as a personal mystery box that is either shipped directly to your home for you to open, or you can request to have it opened on a future Ultimate Autographs Live Breaks broadcast. Also, while you're waiting for your break to fill, we encourage you to look around ultimateautographs.com to see if you find a piece of memorabilia you love and want to add to your collection. And don't forget, every live break spot you purchase will earn you Signature Club points if you are enrolled, which you can exchange for exciting UA prizes and store credit. All right, the time has come. Let's break some certified, authentic sports memorabilia in Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Tell them, boys.
Hello and welcome to Ultimate Autographs. I'm Kamen here with James. We've got a great show for you guys tonight. A lot of sick sports swag in this break room. Loaded dice, full-size helmets. Big names like Dan Marino, Jerry Rice, Dak Prescott, and more. We've got our pick 1, get 3 replica helmet break. Jerry Rice still out there in that series. Got a Joe Montana in the jerseys. A lot of good stuff in the break room. Looking forward to a fun show tonight. James, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I've been on 2 shows so far today already, noon and happy hour, and I'm bringing it home here with the 7 p.m. with you, ready to break some boxes.
Busy day for you, James. I was just on the previous show with you, but definitely looking forward to some fun. Throw the randomizer up. We need 6 or higher on the dice roll. How about a 7? The streak of 8 is gone. 8 is my lucky number, but I guess we've had a lot of 8s lately. That streak is gone.
We have.
No more 8 for you guys. A 7 on the dice roll. All right. We do have a special change, or sort of back to what we used to do. We're bringing back the Wheel of Names. We're going to have 1 series to chase. 1 series to chase. Not all series are the chase. It'll be just 1. So, 8 of your names get in there. You can win a wheel spin. Could be 16, could be 24. If it's a top spot break or a baseball break, could be 6 or 10. Let's see what we're chasing today, James.
Let's check it out.
Come on now. Let's get a good chase in there. This will be close. Okay, the beater box is the chase item of the day.
All right.
So anyone that enters into a beater box break, you will have a chance to win a wheel spin at the end of the show. So say we have 10 names, 1 beater box fills up. You'll have a 1 in 10 chance to win a wheel spin. for every slot you have. So chase item of the day, beater box. The good news about that is that we've done almost nothing in that series. So I believe, literally, I think every headliner is out there.
That's the fire headliners.
Yeah, Kurt Warner's in there.
Yeah, Matt Ryan on a camo rep, Justin Jefferson on a Flash Authentic, Marvin Harrison on a Flash Mini. Some super duper heat in that one.
And I think there's some good stuff in there, like the Tyreek Hill. The Tyreek Hill is in perfect condition.
It is.
So that is because he's on a new team.
That's
so
right.
a lot of good stuff. We do have one pre-fill for you guys, and it's the one that James and I were kind of talking off air, kind of a little breaker producer intuition. It seems to be the one thing you guys are really loving in the break room right now. It is the get one team, or pick one, get three. So you pick one team, and then you get three other teams. So if we pulled that team, you would win. So this is what we have for this one. This is our folks in here. Pick one, get three. We've got Ryan Andreessen has the Dallas Cowboys. He's also got the San Francisco 49ers. Dom Veluso, of course, has his Dolphins. Katrina, of course, has her Colts. Nick is going with the Eagles. We got Richard Cox. He's got the Bills. Bob Boulay, the Steelers. Stephen Hill, the Broncos. We already got a box. Dom, thank you very much. I've already taken the liberty of putting in the 24 teams still left in the randomizer. So I already took out the 8 teams you guys have. Let's see who else you guys are going to get.
This box feels special.
Feels special, says James. Box 28. Don Veluso might have called out a special one. All right. One more click. 7. All right. So the top person in that break, which is Ryan Andreessen, James, he would get the Rams, Bears, and Cardinals. Is that correct?
That sounds right.
Awesome. This is my first one I'm doing one of these. I know you've gotten quite a few of these so far.
I have. They're it's a little bit extra work, but it's a lot of fun for
It's worth it.
everybody involved.
Definitely worth it. Make this not what I want to do. Nice and bold and white like the rest. I think it's like size 14 we like to do. Bold it up. So that's Ryan's teams. Actually, Ryan gets the next 3 because he has the next one as well. Ravens, Raiders, and Browns. So he's got your Raiders.
Hey, Raiders.
And then we have Dom Veluso. Dom is also going to get the Jets, Chargers, and Titans. All right, Dom. Katrina's got the Colts. She will also get Packers, the Vikings, and the Texans.
Hope you enjoy this break, Katrina. I'm not sure if you've been a part of one already, but I know you said you thought it was super cool earlier.
Awesome. First I'm seeing of Katrina being in one of these, so that's cool. Husband Nick going up against their Jaguars, Seahawks, and Bucks. I want to have the Niners, man. That Jerry Rice. Got that Eclipse. It's got that black with that gold ink. That's the one I want. Oh, you put in the rest for me, did you, James?
Yeah, I'm just about done with that.
All right, James, you the man. Thank you very much. We're finalizing Richard's team there, but he's got the Bills, Lions, and Chiefs. Also has the Bengals. We got Robert Boulay, Bob. It's got the Steelers, Patriots, Commanders, and Panthers. And then rounding out the list, Stephen Hill out there with the Broncos, who he selected, the Falcons, Giants, and Saints. I'll take the randomizer off. Thank you very much for that help, James. So pretty much, we're going to open up the box. Whatever player, whatever team he's on, whoever has that team is going to take home the dub. It's cool. This is a great concept. I definitely like it as well. A lot of good names still left in here. Jerry Rice. I know there's that Smoke Weed Every Day that Dom wants of Ricky Williams. And that Darius Slade Shut Chrome Helmet is the one Jason Amer wants.
Got here.
A lot of good headliners. Box 28. Feeling some fire. Let's see. Okay. Pretty good. I think this guy's going to do better when he gets in a new situation. You might correct me, James. I think he's a free agent right now.
Okay.
But we do have Jarvis Landry, Browns receiver, 5-time Pro Bowler. Jarvis Landry started with the Dolphins, actually, Dom's Dolphins. Been with the Browns since 2018. Led the NFL in catches in 2017. 5-time Pro Bowler, one of the most talented pass catchers in the NFL. So that would be the Cleveland Browns. Looks like Dom Veluso. And what I like about this kid, James, used to be a Dolphin.
That's right.
How about it, Dom? You got yourself a sort of Dolphin.
I'm sure Dom misses Jarvis. The Dolphins could use him.
They could.
That's a fantastic hit right there. I love the auto. Pretty fun from Jarvis, and it's consistent. He likes to use his canvas, whether it be helmet, mini helmet, jersey. Heaven to Betsy. That is a dope hit right there.
Love it. I'll take it. Love juice. Dom Veluso loves the juice. That's what he calls him, apparently. Juice.
Yes, sir. A lot of people call him Juice.
The Juice. That's his nickname. Jarvis Landry. That is JSA certified. I love giving folks the players of the teams they like. So obviously a former Dolphin, but that's pretty cool, Dom. Just tell him you got yourself a Dolphins legendary receiver.
I like Tua myself, but if the Dolphins had a better quarterback, elite caliber quarterback,
they'd be better.
Jarvis going back to Miami would be spicy. Jalen Waddle, Jarvis Landry, and Tyreek Hill. I mean, you wouldn't be able to keep up with anybody out there.
It's put up or shut up time for Tua, because I also think Tua could be good. And what's interesting, in the NFL, he struggled with his deep passes, but he was actually great at that in college. I know he was throwing to open guys, a little different category, but I think Tua can put up some numbers this year with Tyreek, Jalen, and Mike Gesicki, another guy in the break room. If he can't this year, though, they got to move on. This is his time.
Agreed.
This is his time.
Agreed. And they would be doing so at a perfect point in time, because this upcoming draft, the 2023 NFL draft, has at least two elite level quarterbacks in C.J. Stroud from Ohio State and Bryce Young from Alabama. The Dolphins have moved around a lot of assets in the last couple of years to kind of build this team, but I'm sure they could figure out how to move up in the draft if they needed to.
Well,
to go grab.
I was going to say they better move up, because that's a team that's been either very close to the playoffs in recent years. 500-plus ball club. Those guys won't be around much. Probably first and second pick. So we'll see. Definitely, Sean is not a fan of Tua. We know that. Nicholas Wright, lifelong Packer fan. Welcome, Nicholas.
What up, man?
You have Lynn Bowden drafted a wide receiver. They're fine at wide receiver. So Lynn Bowden is actually really good. I saw him in college. He played at Kentucky. I went up against Mizzou. I used to cover those Mizzou sports games as a TV sports reporter anchor. He actually broke Mizzou's heart. Got himself a punt return touchdown when Mizzou was up like 10-0, and then they got like a touchdown at the buzzer to beat the Tigers. So Lynn Bowden definitely has hurt Mizzou. A nice hit, Dom, says Stephen Hill. Sick helmet. Sick indeed. And didn't they get like Cedric Wilson? Who was it?
They did, from
the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and there you go, Dom, thinking alike like you and I just said Cedric Wilson. So they've got the targets. We'll see what Tua does.
I'm not sure if you guys knew this, but Lynn Bowden actually drafted to the Raiders in the 3rd round. I don't know if he ever made it to training camp. The Raiders cut him before the season started. Apparently, right after he got drafted, his house was raided by like the ATF. Mike Mayock, John Gruden said no way. And they cut him, and he's been a Dolphin ever since. Seems to have worked out for him.
He actually played quarterback in college. He was a receiver that was also a running quarterback. Right. So he's a great athlete for sure. So, he went up against Mizzou. I covered several of his games in person. He is a freakish athlete. So I think the Dolphins are fine at the receiver position. I would just like to see things go better for Tua, because I want to see him succeed. I felt bad with him for the injuries. I felt bad because, you got Sean Alcaraz up there hating on him. So Tua, prove Sean wrong. Prove him wrong.
A lot of people, speaking of, who did we have here? Nicholas Wright, being a Packers fan, there was a lot of people that were upset when Aaron Rodgers got drafted that didn't want Aaron Rodgers to be a Green Bay Packer
Because Brett Favre was there.
Favre was still there. A little bit of
Yeah.
a different situation, but you see what, a little bit of time can do and what Aaron Rodgers has turned into. I mean, Tua's no scrub.
He's
Won
not
a
a scrub.
national championship.
He was also like a top-level high school recruit.
Yeah.
So he's pretty good.
He's proven.
He's proven.
Just not at this level.
He just got to prove it at the NFL level. We are getting a lot of orders, looks like, into the next pick one, get three, looks like, James. People
Sweet.
love this series. Let me do a little refresher on the site and see how close we are there. We are just 4 away from the next one. They added Sony. That's Sony Michel, I believe, the running back.
They did recently.
There you go. Don Beluso, they're making moves. So let's keep rolling with these America's Team replica helmets. Pick one, get three. The big name in this series is that Jerry Rice. The GOAT receiver leads pretty much every category among receivers, whether it's the regular season, the postseason, touchdown catches, touchdown yards, receiving catches. I mean, he leads everything in the regular season and the postseason. Don Beluso's in there. He wants that Ricky Williams smoke weed every day. And then we have a 4-time Pro Bowl cornerback, Darius Slay.
Woo.
Jason Amer, the Eagles fan, wants Darius Slay on a Mississippi State chrome helmet. So that is the 6th series. Those are some names I definitely haven't seen pulled in the break room.
The Eagles, another young and up-and-coming team to watch out for this season after the acquisition of A.J. Brown. That's Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. The defense has got a couple of pieces as well, and Fletcher Cox, and they just drafted Jordan Davis. I think they also went back and scooped up Nakobe Dean, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be a steal of the draft.
Yeah, and then obviously Darius Slay, so a very talented team. I'm sure Jason is very excited to see what they make of it.
Yeah, and we're talking about Alabama quarterbacks that got to prove it at the next level. Talked about Tua. Jalen Hurts is another one that now has his weapons. Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown. So he's got to be in a prove-it season because the Eagles, I mean, I just saw this. Like, they drafted Hurts when they had Carson Wentz. If Hurts doesn't deliver, you better believe they're drafting someone else. And I saw a mock draft heading into next year. I know C.J. Stroud is getting a lot of attention. I know Bryce Young is getting a lot of attention, rightfully so. But the mock draft had 5 quarterbacks going in the first 10 picks. Woo! So there's a lot of other good quarterbacks out there. So a lot of those guys, got to put up stats this year. Otherwise, they're getting replaced.
Tell them, Kamen. And that's just the business in the NFL.
There you go.
Not in person.
Has the Moss been hit in the live fill? What's the live fill? Is he talking about the minis? Extra special minis? I'm not sure what the live fill is. What is that, Luigi? That Skier Prophet is Luigi.
No clue.
But we do have extra special minis. We have a Randy Moss Lunar mini in there. Number 2 all-time in career receiving touchdowns.
I'm not sure what you mean, Dom.
Where was Tyler Van Dyke in that? I think that's Kentucky's quarterback, maybe.
Gotcha.
I think he was like number 9, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, the mini. We have not pulled the Moss. Luigi, good news for you, man. That is a brand new series. James, I think we've only ripped 4 boxes in that series.
Okay.
Definitely have not pulled the Moss. We did pull Deion Primetime Sanders this afternoon, but that's the only headliner off the board. Randy Moss, Ray Lewis, those guys are still out there. I know the Hurricanes. That's right. Miami Hurricane quarterback. That's what I meant to say, Hurricanes. I got Lynn Bowden on my mind. I said Kentucky. He was really good. Miami's quarterback, I think, had a bunch of 300-yard passing games to close the season.
I just looked, and I appreciate you, Dom, for putting me up on some game because I do like to pay attention to the prospects coming to the pros in the near future. Pro Football Focus has Tyler Van Dyke as their best bet for Heisman.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even on my radar. Like I said.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, appreciate you, Dom, for letting me know that. I'm going to check him out when I get a chance.
I think that he was actually in the top 5, Dom. I was thinking I got stuck in Kentucky with Lynn Bowden. I think Kentucky's quarterback was number 9. I think Miami's quarterback might have been like number 5. I want to say he is number 9.
Tyler Van Dyke. Yeah.
Van Dyke is number 9.
Yeah.
Like prospect. But he's really good. He could be definitely really good. Haven't seen that many great Miami players in recent years. Obviously, we had Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Edgerrin James, like all those great Miami Hurricanes. Let's see another one for sure.
Really quick for Sean Alcaraz. He says, jersey break that I'm in. Sean, that was our happy hour jersey series. We only break those series during our happy hour shows, which is Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 5:30. Similar to a break that doesn't fill for an evening show. It just slides over to the next show. So our happy hour show will be back on tomorrow at 4:30. 3 slots remaining on that break. I think it's safe to say we'll close that out tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, Sean. That's the lowdown that James just gave you. I did drop that America's Replica Team break in the chat. Sorry about that, Sean. We got you covered, man. We'll definitely see that tomorrow during happy hour. Let's hop into America's Team replica helmets. 3 spots to go. And I do want to let you guys know about a couple other series I think I would like to get into tonight. So these are the minis that Luigi mentioned. These are pretty cool. All the minis in the extra special minis are either lunars, eclipses, or flashes. We have Jason Witten, top 3 tight end of all time, statistically on a Cowboys flash. We got Mean Joe Green, former Defensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl champ with the Steel Curtain defense. Ray Lewis, number 1 all-time in career tackles, another former Defensive Player of the Year, another former Super Bowl champ. Speaking of Super Bowl champs, Jalen Ramsey's in there, another great defensive player, and then Randy Moss, the great Randy Moss, number 2 all-time in career receiving touchdowns. That is the extra special mini helmet series. And then, James, this is the one that we were talking about in the early show.
Who's that?
We were talking about that Dan Marino helmet. Take a look at the Loaded Dice full-size helmet headliners. We have 14 crates left. That is a triple box break. We'll see 1 full-size authentic headliner and 2 replica helmets. So 14 crates to go. We have 7 headliners left. 50% chance at a headliner you see photoed. That includes Dan Marino, the OG great passing quarterback, Dak Prescott. He can pass it, he can run it. The GOAT defensive player, Lawrence Taylor. The GOAT receiver, Jerry Rice. And then obviously a few other great names like Terrell Davis, former league MVP, Super Bowl champ with the Broncos.
Nice. TD.
So 6 spots away there. Realistic goal for tonight is to get at least one of these done. I know those are a little pricey, but there's a lot of good stuff in there. I would love to get at least one of those done. That TD helmet is fire, says Stephen Hill. Stephen Hill, Broncos. I think he's a Washington fan, but he also has the Broncos in the buy one, pick 3. So,
all right.
So maybe he likes both of those teams.
Sure. Dom Veluso, I just checked out a little bit of Tyler Van Dyke, giving me Joey Burrow vibes. I don't know how he is in the clutch, because that's really Joe Burrow's sort of what he's all about, how he's made his name coming through in the clutch. But Van Dyke he looks like he's got some Burrow tendencies back there. I like it.
You're looking at that number 9, huh?
Number 9, he's moving like him.
And it's got the orange on the Miami Hurricanes, like the Burrow Bengals orange. That is pretty good. Dom says I can agree with that. 25 touchdown passes and 6 picks last year. Listen to his last 5 games, James. 426 pass yards, 389, 316, 357, and 381. He had at least 300 yards passing and 3 touchdowns in all of his last 5 games. He balled out.
Ridiculous. And that's the ACC, that's not...
It's no joke.
Yeah, that's not some, mid-major conference, something like that. That's big boy, that's Power 5 football.
Won a Theismann this morning to pick 1, get 3, so I figured the odds the Redskins get picked again are low. Steven is an odds man. He's thinking smartly. Very nice. Embiid is down. Did Embiid get hurt?
Oh, no.
Again?
No.
Don't tell me. Not again.
Not my parlay.
Oh, Joel, what's the parlay tonight? The Embiid's over?
No. It just
Sixers?
yeah, Sixers. Not looking good without him.
Holding his eye. Oh my God. That's what's already hurt. You can't play if you can't see.
I mean, he might. I mean, and the risk that he's taking by playing with that injury, he could literally never see again if, he sustains an injury bad enough to his face.
This is not good, guys. Not good.
He's putting it on the line.
Yeah. All right, pick one. Get three. Looks like we have one spot remaining. We've got Chris Reitmeyer has the Arizona Cardinals. We got Jason Amer. Jason's got his Eagles, looking for that Darius Slay.
There you go.
We got Don Veluso with the Niners, looking for that Jerry Rice. We got Don Garrick with the Boys. Richard Cox with the Bills. Reginald Tagliacott, Chargers fan. And then Jason Amer's got the Ravens. One spot left. By the way, Reginald, if you're watching, Reginald's a huge Antonio Gates fan. Stephen Hill, brand new customer, won 2 Antonio Gates Authentics last night. You might wonder how that happened. Got one in the loaded dice and got one in the primetime helmets, which we closed out last night. So, Stephen, new guy in the room. If you're looking for a guy that you can trade one of your helmets, that would be the guy. So,
How about that?
how about that?
Doubled up in here.
Doubled up. I'm actually going to start getting this prepped again like last time, James. Getting ahead of the crew, taking out football teams that we already know people have. Because I know that's going to fill. With one spot away, that will fill any second now. People love this idea. This is a really neat thing. Definitely love it. Don Veluso's got a Drew Pearson, one of the all-time great Cowboys receivers, James.
Yes.
Another guy we have in here.
Absolutely.
Got a lot of legends in the break room as well as current guys. Got a lot of good stuff.
I just want to make sure, not being negligent. I know the pick one, get three is very popular and we're having a lot of fun. And by all means, let's, we'll have a party with that one tonight. But we got 7 slots remaining in the beater box. We've got 5 slots remaining in the Kansas Kamen jersey series. We've got 9 slots remaining in the jackpot mixer, 7 in the loaded dice licensed jerseys, 6 in the Uptown Funko series, 6 in the unloaded dice baseball series, 6 in the loaded dice full-size helmet series, and 8 in the extra special mini helmet series.
Perfect. Let's definitely get those Kansas Comet jerseys done. $25 a spot. We've got big names in there. Emmitt Smith. We have Joe Montana on a Notre Dame jersey. Definitely want to pull some fire in that series. And let's definitely get a beater box done. It is the chase item of the day. We are back to 1 wheel spin for 1 series. So we'll have 10 names in there for the beater box. Could be 20 if we fill up 2 beater boxes. Could be 30. But if only 1 beater box gets filled up, you would have a 1 in 10 chance for a wheel spin with each slot you get. And Embiid is still in. All right, thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Doc was, shortly after Dom let us know that Joel Embiid was down, I saw on the the play-by-play on ESPN that Doc Rivers was teed up. I assume it was in relation to that.
Oh, maybe was it a dirty hit?
I
don't know. I'm not watching the game, but that only leads me to believe that that's the case. Hey, looks like we closed that up, did we not?
We sure did.
All right, Bob Boulay has the Broncos. All right. I will take the Broncos off the list, so I should have 24 in the randomizer. But we do need a box number. Let me make sure. I'll get this queued up. 24 there. So 24 names. Just need a box number for you guys. 24 names of NFL teams. So I will get this. If you want to tag team this, James, we did this good last time. Do you want me to start from the top?
Yeah.
You go from the bottom?
You ready right now?
I'm ready right now. I'm starting with the Panthers. So Panthers, Rams, and Bucks are going to go to Chris Reitmeyer, as well as his already previously mentioned Cardinals. This thing, again, we'll make sure it's bold, and I think after that, it'll be much easier to get. So Chris Reitmeyer, those are your squads. Congratulations, man. Hopefully we pull some fire for you. Jason Amer, of course, has his Eagles. Jason, you're also going to get the Texans, the Saints, and the Seahawks. 32 on the number, says Bob. As soon as we get those set up, Bob, we'll hit you with that box number. Dom Veluso has the Niners. Dom, you're also getting the Falcons, Patriots, and Steelers. Awesome. Don Garrick, he's a big Steelers guy. He's got the Cowboys. Don, you also get the Colts, Jaguars, and my Chicago Bears. Richard Cox, Bills Nation. Richard, you've got the Bills. You will also have the Lions, Jets, and Giants. So Richard is definitely over there in that New York, New Jersey area. Also has the Jaguars. And how did I paste it in the Bears twice? So actually it should be the Giants, not the Bears. I don't know how that pasted in there. Let me get the Giants for you, Richard. There we go. Looks like we're set up, James.
Sweet.
Sweet. All right. Let's get the box number. We already have it. 28 was taken on the last break, and then we get 28 and 32 off the breaks. We're at the box number list. 28's off, 32 is off, guys. Thank you very much for participating in the chat and calling out the box numbers. This is fun, man. This is really cool.
Break number 3 is up on the break page for you guys that are interested in hopping in.
All right, so Dom is asking who got the Dolphins. Dolphins belong to Regimo Tagliacott. Bob, you've got yourself, let's see, Bob Boulay was the closer. You have the Vikings, Raiders, James's Raiders, and the Titans, as well as the Broncos, who you already selected. All right. So we just opened the box. We already know the teams. We opened the box. Jags on there twice. Let me make sure we don't have the Jags twice.
Yeah, we do.
All right. So where do we have the Jags?
One, you got him with Don Jarrick, and you got him with Richard Cox.
Okay, so Don should have. Don Garrick had who? The Cowboys. So he also had the Colts and the Jaguars and the Bears. So I think he should have them. Richard should not. Richard has the Bills. Make sure 1, 2. Make sure this is right. Sorry, 1 second, guys. I want to make sure this is right. 15 should be Richard. So Richard should have the Commanders, James. The Commanders, Giants, and Jets. I don't know why that pasted in twice.
All right, then we got
Maybe we should have done this individually. We went backward. So let me go through. I'll run through these teams. I'll run through them. Maybe you can fix it. How does that sound?
Yeah, you do me a favor. Put the randomizer on the screen so I can see it.
Okay,
on this side, and then.
All right. So we got Chris has the Cardinals. He's got the Panthers, the Rams, and the Bucks. That is correct. Jason has the Eagles, Texans, Saints, and Seahawks. That's correct. Dom has the Niners, Falcons, Patriots, and Steelers. That is correct. Don has
Here we go. I got
the Cowboys. You got it?
Yeah.
Then he's got the Colts, Jaguars, and Bears. And then we have Richard with the Bills, Lions, Jets, Giants, and Commanders.
It's just so Richard just got Bills, Lions, Jets, and Giants. Reggie's got Chargers, Commanders, Dolphins, Chiefs.
That's right. Okay, so that list is correct now.
All right, we're ready to rock. Really quick, Nick P. Ryan in the chat asking who won the first pick 1, get 3. It was Dom Veluso. He hit on a Jarvis Landry on an Eclipse for the Browns. Pretty sick.
Perfect. All right, here we go. This is break number 3 already? Break 2. 3 is up, right? So break 2 in this. We'll definitely do a bunch of these, though, for sure, guys. Jarvis Landry was a good start. Let's see what we got going here. Again, we still have the Jerry Rice out there. We still have the Darius Slay out there. Oh, this is sweet. This is good. I'm a Bears fan. I can appreciate sports history. We got the 1985-86 Bears Super Bowl MVP. MVP. Richard Dent. He was the MVP of that Super Bowl that the Bears won. He had a 1.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. He, by the way, twice led the NFL in forced fumbles, James. Once in sacks. Pro Football Hall of Famer. 137.5 career sacks. Makes him 10th all-time on the official sacks list. 14th all-time if we're going by unofficial stats. Richard Dent, member of the Monsters of the Midway, one of the all-time great pass rushers. That is the Chicago Bears, and that is Don Garrick. How about it, Don? You got yourself a Richard Dent replica helmet. Very nice. And James, you know this. You probably know this. He came in studio to sign our helmets.
He sure did.
So this is as authentic as it can get. Richard Dent. It is Beckett certified. So you see the little Beckett QR code on the back, but it is a nice helmet.
That's right.
Don Garrick, one of the all-time great defensive players. Maybe I'm a little biased, but probably the all-time greatest defense, 85 Bears.
Sure. Bear down, Chicago Bears.
You said it.
That's
You
a good
said
one
it.
right there.
I like that.
Sorry to Nicholas Wright, our Packer fan there in the chat. I know he hears Kamen, and he's
like,
nothing but blasphemy.
I've had enough.
Yeah.
It's funny because Nicholas is in the right break room because we have a lot of Packer fans in here.
We do.
And I actually have a good relationship with all of them. Ryan Roy, Daniel Drabenstadt, Chris Gibbs, a lot of Packer fans in the break room. But we obviously have a lot of Bear fans. I think, James, you're actually the only host producer that isn't really a Bears fan because, you didn't grow up here. The rest of us did grow up here. You've got your Raider Nation over there.
That's right.
We're repping the Bears, but I also rep the Chiefs because I lived in Missouri for 6 years. I like that hit, though, Don. Hopefully you like it. Don's a relatively new customer, but he's been winning a lot.
Yeah.
I pulled Don some stuff last night. He's definitely a winner in the break room.
He has. Dom Beluso just gave us the update in the chat about the NBA playoffs that Joel Embiid was down, possibly a re-injury to his eye. Looks like he's still in the game. A young man who might not make it back from injury in time to help his team in a series. Ja Morant missed Game 4. Warriors go up 3-1. And now it is looking like, or it's being reported, that Ja Morant will miss the rest of the playoffs. I didn't think Jordan Poole, a little tug on the knee, I didn't think it was that much.
I didn't think so. I mean, it's a bad injury, but he didn't mean to hurt him. I know some folks are saying you meant to hurt him. I don't buy that. It didn't look like a vicious hit at all whatsoever.
And in slow-mo, everything always looks worse.
Absolutely.
Like in real time, he touched his knee for a half a second.
That's right. That's what it was. But, the Grizzlies are learning. They were 20-5 without Ja in the regular season. The postseason's a whole different story.
Sure.
So that Gone Fishing segment on Inside the NBA, they might have it on Wednesday because I don't think this series is going to be a very long one. If the Grizzlies can somehow win Game 5, they would then lose Game 6 against Golden State on the road. But I actually think the Warriors, I think they've got a record 25 straight playoff series with the road win. They already have one in this series. I think they'll get another one, close them out in Game 5, and rest up.
There you go. Like the champs should, and they could use that rest because they'll probably start the series on the road, wherever it is, unless the Mavericks prevail.
Win, right.
We'll find out about that tonight.
Sure, we will. We definitely will. Series 2-2 as it shifts. So updating you guys on the break page. Looks like we already have a slot knocked off on the next Pick 1, Get 3. You guys definitely love that right now. But do want to let you guys know on a couple other series. The Kansas Kamen jerseys, 5 slots away there, $25 a spot. We still have an Emmitt Smith stat jersey out there. We still have Joe Montana, Mr. 4-0 in the Super Bowl. Not on a Niners jersey, though. It's a Notre Dame Irish jersey. And Gale Sayers, the Kansas Kamen himself, a Bears legendary running back. He is in that series. The Chase is the beater box. Let's get that filled up. All headliners left in that series. And I would love to do a mini break and a loaded dice, a full-size helmet break. If you're looking for series with big-name headliners, a loaded dice, full-size helmets, we talked about it during our happy hour show. The original great passer, Dan Marino, is out there on that Dolphins Lunar. We have a modern-day passing guy, Dak Prescott. Of course, Lawrence Taylor, the GOAT defender. Jerry Rice, the GOAT receiver. Terrell Davis on the Flash Broncos helmet. He was in, for a span of about 5 years, James, maybe one of the best running backs of all time. He was a league MVP. He was Super Bowl MVP. Offensive Player of the Year, led the league in rushing yards, led the league in rushing touchdowns, more than 2,000 yards rushing, one of 8 guys to do it. Terrell Davis, another big name in our break room.
Yeah, those 2 back-to-back seasons that he had in 97 and 98, I believe the 2 years they won the Super Bowl back-to-back, John Elway and the gang, Ed McCaffrey and all those guys. He had 1,750, 1,750 yards and 15 touchdowns during that first Super Bowl campaign. And during the second one, you just mentioned, 2,008 yards and 21 touchdowns. That's like almost 4,000 yards, almost 40 touchdowns in 2 seasons.
That's incredible.
No wonder he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he definitely deserves it just on those 2 years alone. 617 Boston here, says Mitch Tuteen. Mitch Tuteen talking up his Celtics. He told me last night Celtics are going to win. I didn't listen. Mitch Tuteen was right on.
On the way, I went to the game last night in Milwaukee. Obviously, the Bucks lost to the Celtics. Big ups to Mitchell Tuteen. But on the way into the city, I asked my wife, who I went with, who's going to win? What do you think? What's your prediction? And she goes, Celtics going to win by 3. No hesitation. She's wearing a Chris Middleton jersey. I got a Giannis shirt. She's just fired off. Celtics are going to win. And then fourth quarter comes around. We're sitting there. The lead starts to slip a little bit from the Bucks. And I told her I didn't want to use the word resentment. That was a little bit too strong. But I started, like, why did you say that in the car?
I know.
So Mitchell Tuteen, big ups, man. Big win for the Celtics last night.
Yeah, Mitchell saying he wishes he bet. And it's funny because maybe that lady's intuition is something, because I went to a Kentucky Derby party this weekend with my girlfriend's family, and Lucky Strike won as one of the biggest underdogs ever. She called it. She said he would win. They had a betting board, but the way that her uncle did it is he had them into subcategories. All the lowest horses, each with a category of 4 other horses. So she actually did win a decent amount of money. However, she didn't win 80-1 odds.
Right.
But she called it. She's like, he's going to win. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's got the lowest odds to win. She's like, no, Lucky Strike's going to win. Sure enough, she was right. So something about the ladies right now, all you gentlemen out there, listen to your wives.
Hey.
Run your sports bets by them.
Yes, seriously. And isn't it ironic, Kamen, that probably, out there are plenty of people, if not a ton, that hit on those long odds, right? For the simple fact that a lot of people like to mess around and have fun, and those were literally the lowest odds. I'm sure plenty of people said, yeah, I'm just going to take the lowest odds. It's 80-1. If it hits, woo. If not, no big deal. There's probably plenty of people yesterday that raked it in on that, or Sunday, was it?
It was Saturday, but yeah.
Okay.
So sports books, though, I probably agree with that, James. Like, sports books tend to always profit, but their profit probably was not as big because of that horse.
They were paying out 80-1 to quite a few people yesterday.
They definitely were.
Saturday, yeah.
So, much love to you guys. You must know he will not lose at home, so bet green on green. He believes in the Celtics green. And Bob just wants to let us know. Bob knows, a man of infinite knowledge, just for the sake of accuracy, there is nothing wrong with Embiid's eye. The mask is to protect the orbital bones that surround the eye and form the eye socket.
Correct.
That is correct. However, I can tell you that as of a few days ago, he was having trouble seeing stuff on his phone. Was the report?
It could and if you were to break this bone bad enough, it would destabilize your eye. Your eye could potentially fall out of your head because nothing would be holding it in.
Terrible.
I apologize if that's a little graphic.
That's okay. It's a little bit, but it makes sense. Big Horford had a great game. Al Horford
Sure did.
balled out. And actually, I don't know if you saw something, speaking of wives, I think Al Horford's wife maybe, like, posted something on social media. Like, after Giannis dunked on Horford, he kind of, like, talked a little smack. And Horford had this look in his eye, like, okay. And she's like, I've seen that look before.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I've seen that look. Al Horford looked like, 25-year-old Al Horford. Actually, I think that was like I believe I saw a playoff career high. So
it was, yeah.
He killed it.
Giannis woke up a beast in him. I think a lot of us probably forget Al Horford, like, a Brook Lopez for the Bucks, once led a franchise, right?
Yeah.
He just wants the guy.
Former All-Star.
Right, Giannis dunks on him, gets in his face, and he's like, okay, all right, I gotta remind everyone. Apparently everybody's forgot what I could do, and he then lit the gym on fire.
Yeah, and I think I stand corrected, at least according to Stephen Hill. I think it's Horford's sister that posted it. So that
True, yeah.
that photo that I'm talking about. I knew it was like some woman in Horford's life that is obviously important and knows what's up. So, did you look like Patrice Bergeron, says Mitchell Tuteen. All right.
Quick update on the break page for everybody. We knocked off one slot in the Kansas Comet Jersey Series. We got 4 slots remaining in that. 7 slots remaining in the Pick 1, Get 3 America's Team Replica Helmet Series. And then 6 slots remaining on the Uptown Funko Series. Those 3 would be our closest breaks on the break page.
Awesome. Let's definitely knock those off. I think we can definitely fill up a jersey break with 4 spots away. I'll drop that link in the chat again. We got an Emmitt Smith in there. We've got a Joe Montana in there. And we have a Gale Sayers in there. So a lot of good stuff. I'm a huge fan of the stat jerseys, James. Emmitt Smith stat jersey in that series. So I think we can knock that off. This is what it looks like on the randomizer. You guys can see what's up. Emmitt Smith, a lot of stats in there. I'm sure the biggest one is NFL's all-time career leader in rushing yards. So I would love to pull that in the break room tonight. And let's definitely hop in and knock some spots off there. And I wanted to let the folks know about the minis. I feel like these minis is something we're sleeping on right now. The extra special minis, they're all lunars, they're all eclipses, all flashes. It is a specialty level mini. We have Jason Witten, who is, statistically probably the 3rd best tight end of all time. I know Rob Gronkowski, Travis Kelce might pass him up. But right now, it's Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, then Jason Witten. A lot of Cowboy fans in the room would like that many. Joe Green. I know Don Garrick, a big Steelers guy. I got Mean Joe Green on the flash. We have Ray Lewis, NFL's all-time leading tackler. Randy Moss, 2nd all-time in career receiving touchdowns. A lot of good names in that series as well. And then let's do a loaded dice. I see we've knocked off a few slots. It is an 8-slot break. We're down to 6 slots in the loaded dice. I know we got a lot of Dolphin fans in the room. Dom Veluso. We have Sean Alcaraz. Dan Marino won Bob Boulet's Fantasy Football League in 1984 when he set the, at the time, touchdown record. 48 touchdown passes. Dan Marino had every quarterback record when he retired. He's the big name in that series, as well as a guy I used to play against, Jerry Rice, the GOAT receiver there. So definitely want to get in on that series tonight as well, guys.
You said it, Kamen.
Yeah, did they do the loaded dice full-size helmets this morning? I bought 2 spots last night. Tipsy, LOL. Steven's having a good time. Let me hop in. So, Steven, we didn't break loaded dice full-size helmets this morning. Actually, those are the 2 spots that you bought. So, Steven's new. If you buy a spot in a break, it doesn't fill up. It carries over to the next show. So, the night shows tend to be busier than the day shows, obviously. So that didn't fill up during our early show. But Steven, I think we can get one done tonight. Steven's he's just making me jealous. He's in Hawaii, man. Hawaii.
That probably was irritating.
Probably.
For Steven, yeah. Probably, every time he says I'm from Hawaii, probably gets some kind of bird brain response like that.
All right. That's all right, Steven.
Aloha.
Aloha. Looks like we knocked off another slot in the beater box. Definitely want to fill that up. This is the beater box, guys. A loaded list of headliners, guys like Marvin Harrison, who doesn't sign a lot, NFL interception leader Trayvon Diggs, Michael Strahan, NFL sack leader for a season. I think TJ Watt just tied his record. Justin Jefferson, Jay Jettas, has the record for most receiving yards in the first 2 seasons of a career. And if you guys are interested what's in there, Kurt Warner, by the way, one of my favorite quarterbacks, it'll tell you what's wrong with each item. So some of those are damaged items, like Dermontti Dawson's jersey has a discoloration on the number 6. But some of the items on there are actually in perfect condition, like the Matt Olson A's jersey, no longer on that team. We have Amari Cooper, Flash Authentic. There's an Authentic in there for $25 a spot in perfect condition. Amari Cooper, obviously no longer a Cowboy. He is now a Brown. So a lot of good stuff in there. We even have stuff for our Dolphins fans like Zach Thomas, the great linebacker. There's another Amari Cooper in here. So there's multiple Amari Coopers in this series. So definitely hop in, guys, and let's fill up a wheel spin.
Let's do it. Quick update on the game for anybody who isn't watching. It is 56-44 Miami Heat up at half.
Okay.
Over the 76ers right now.
Jimmy Butler is still balling. We talk about playoff Rondo. It's like playoff Butler, man. 14 points, 6 rebounds at the half. Jimmy Buckets is getting buckets. He is a big-time player, playing like a superstar, a guy that raises his level come playoff time. He's been huge for Miami.
Yeah. How about, I think the most valuable player in the playoffs so far, how about Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Bucks? I mean, they didn't get the win yesterday, but his stat line over the last 2 games, I think game 3 he had 42, 12, and 8, and then last night he has 34, 18, and 5.
Wow.
Those are Shaq-esque numbers. He's very dominant. He may not be as dominant as Shaq, but those clearly indicate, domination.
Yeah, I think he's actually in some ways more dominant in that, like, Shaq can't take the ball consistently. He's done it before, but Shaq doesn't get the rebound, run up the court, and dunk in transition like Giannis does. That is the difference between them. But Giannis is amazing, and he's got to get some help. I know the Chris Middleton injury, it seemed like a guy stepped up against the Bulls. Not so much against the Celtics. It is a different animal. Boston has a way, way better defense than the Bulls, but Giannis got to get himself some help. Drew Holiday, let's go, man. Let's get some help to Giannis. Big Bobby Portis, got to get those crazy eyes and focusing on the bucket, get some buckets for Giannis because he needs some help right now.
I agree. I think that Coach Budenholzer needs to do a little bit of a better job getting everybody else involved, maybe helping them get their shots up a little bit more. Because like you said, like a guy like Bobby Portis, a guy like Pat Connaughton, Brooke Lopez, Wesley Matthews are all guys that can contribute significantly, right? Like not on a consistent basis, but, a couple times a series, one of those guys could give you 20 points. You just got to figure out how to get the ball to him in good spots.
Grayson Allen did it back-to-back games against the Bulls.
Yeah.
So he's another guy that could get it going. So speaking of getting going, guys, let's fill up some breaks. We're pretty slow on the break page, unfortunately, at the moment. But obviously, we can definitely heat back up. We are closing in, though, on those football jerseys. I think we're 3 slots away there. And then we're 6 away on the beater box. We'll definitely get those done. I would love to do a Funko break, 6 away there. Loaded dice, full-size helmets, 6 away. And then pick 1, get 3. The next one is up, guys. 7 slots remaining there. Steven is from the Big Island, lives in Kona. Koa went to Koa before COVID. And Hilton Wakola is a nice place, says Steven. Dom, by the way, is going to Maui in 2 weeks. So, never been to Hawaii. Would personally love to go. So, would love to go. Ironically, James, I'm a warm weather guy. Even though I grew up in Chicago, I like the warm weather better.
How could you not?
And I love the weather today. Like, I went outside today in my jeans. I was sweating. I was like, holy cow.
It's nice.
It's nice.
I feel that, Kamen. I don't think any of us are really meant to live in the cold weather.
No.
You know, because minus the jackets and the heated cars and the heated houses, we wouldn't be able to do it. We wouldn't be able to make it out here.
The high-low side is too rainy, says Bob. Got a lot of Hawaii folks in there. So Steven will definitely hit up Maui. I think that's where they do the college basketball tournament in Maui.
Sure.
So they have one of those big preseason tournaments. 80 degrees here every day. Steven, I'm jealous, man.
Hey, knock it off, Steven.
Come on, Steven. Knock it off. I bought into a spot on Kansas Comet. I hope I win Montana. Go Montana. By the way, we talk about Dan Marino. Probably at the time of retirement, if you look at the greatest quarterbacks of all time, it was Joe Montana and Dan Marino were the two best ever, in my opinion. I know Brady, Manning, those guys might have passed them up. My boy Mahomes probably might pass those guys up, but Jerry Rice was great because he had Montana and Steve Young. Montana was just great, period. 4-0 in the Super Bowl, and unlike Terry Bradshaw, he actually put up insane numbers to do it.
He was the guy.
He was the guy. Joe Montana was the guy.
They won because of Joe, not in spite of Joe.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but he was legit. I mean, he's putting up modern passing numbers in the late 80s and early 90s. Looks like here we got 31 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 28-10, 27-13, 26-12, 26-8. I mean, he was a very good passer. His touchdown to interception ratio looks like it's about 3-1,
3-1,
4-1. It's
he's killer.
Good. Yeah.
And if you look at like the all-time great passer ratings, like the top 10, 15 list, it's all guys from the modern game because things have changed. And then there's Joe Montana, and then Steve Young also, the Niners guys. But
shout out
he is
Bill
definitely
Walsh.
great. We didn't pull the Rice hanging headliner, Nestor. We want the webpage to not be so crowded. We are going to get that hanging headliner up at some point. We can get it up for you if you would like to buy spots. We have not pulled the Jerry Rice, this hanging headliner. I think we're 7 slots away on that. We can post it if you would like to buy some spots, Nestor. We temporarily have it off the break page. We can definitely post that up there for you if you would like.
I hear you on that, Mitchell.
Dan was and is the man. Dan Marino. Prime versus prime plus now rules protect you facts. Yeah, I mean, imagine Dan Marino throwing 48 touchdown passes in like the 1980s. That's like, what, 60 these days? I mean, he would have the all-time record playing with the modern rules, Dan Marino.
And that's back when they could literally rip your head off your shoulders.
They could?
In 83, his rookie season, they could suplex you in the backfield.
They could.
And he's tossing around 48 touchdowns. That's ridiculous.
It's incredible. It is incredible. Nestor, though, for sure, let me know, man. We could put that up if you would like to knock off any slots on that. We are happy to put it up for you. But we're working on simplifying the break page right now. Don't want to give you guys too many things, overwhelm you guys. Give you entry points into the stuff that folks are buying at the moment. Let's see. Got another spot coming in. Don's hopping in as well. I think we're going to close out those jerseys. I think we're like 1 spot away, maybe, James?
We are exactly 1 spot away.
Exactly 1 spot away. Good deal. Mitch, 2-teen, I think you're selling Patrick Mahomes a little bit short, though. I'll say this. I think Mahomes is a generational player. He can run to pass. That's a very underrated skill. He's a decent runner. He's not necessarily like a Michael Vick, but he's great at throwing on the run. So even in that era where they tackle you, he has that escapability where he can make the plays. I think Mahomes is a generational talent, just like Marino. I think Marino would be great in the modern game. I think Mahomes would be great in any era. I think there's very few athletes that I can say that about, but Mahomes, I think, is definitely one of them. I know I'm a little biased as a Chiefs fan, but, I mean, Mahomes actually, ironically, has pretty much broken all of Marino's records, like fastest to 70 touchdowns, fastest to 5,000, 10,000 yards. It was like Marino had all those records. Now Mahomes is taking them off the board. But it is very hard comparing eras, but I definitely think Mahomes would be great for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
One of those guys that you mentioned that runs to throw. You had just talked about him. Steve Young is a guy who would probably thrive in today's game. Was a very mobile quarterback for his time.
And Steve Young was, in my opinion, probably the greatest, or at least the most underrated quarterback, maybe with the exception of Drew Brees, because I think Drew Brees' numbers are right on par with Brady and Manning, and he doesn't get nearly the same love. But Steve Young, if you look up touchdown to interception ratio, look up Steve Young's, and you'll be like, wow, that dude threw touchdowns, and he didn't throw it to the other team. So he is definitely great.
That's right. And and he was running the thing too. He finished his career with 43 rushing touchdowns. Like that's pretty impressive.
He was a good runner.
Yeah.
He was a very good runner. And he was a lefty quarterback, a little old school lefty. So there you go. If Brady played in the 80s, he's not going to get 7 rings because in the 80s we had those like dominant, Niners teams, those Cowboys teams in that era. I guess Cowboys were the 90s, but like in the 85 Bears, I think there's a lot of really good teams now, but you look at the Patriots in those early 2000s, there were not as many great teams back then when he won his first few rings. I think in the 80s, I think the game is different. Obviously, the players are more athletic. In theory, they're better, but in terms of like great competition, like for that era, I think the 80s was bunched up with a lot of good teams because how did the 85 Bears go 15-1 and win a Super Bowl? They only had 1 championship.
That's true, and I think from your perspective, I would agree that offensively, they might struggle against some of those really tough defenses, but I think that the Patriots in those early days with Tom were known for their defense. More than anything, it's been a defensive dynasty, so maybe they would have matched up pretty well, but
I
guess we'll never know.
Eras are hard to compare. He would definitely have a decent amount of rings. 7's a lot of rings to get, though,
It is.
So that is a lot of rings to get. Mahomes has it easier because his receivers have it easier. You can't breathe on wide receivers anymore. That's mostly accurate as well.
That's a fact.
That is true. I actually think that they're calling too many PIs out there.
It's ridiculous.
Because I get it, like, roughing the passer, I get it, you want to protect the quarterback, but why are we protecting the receivers, Because it's not even, like, injury plays. Like, I get it more for the big hits, the concussion hits, but you get, like, if you touch a guy, they'll call, like, PI.
You could run down the field, the receiver can hand fight with you, pull your jersey, do something slick the ref can't see, and the one time you reach back and even tug at, an inch of his jersey, hey, whoa, you impeded him.
Flags left and right.
I hate it. It's soft. I love watching the offense. It's fun. I'm sure we all could agree, but 2 things. It'd be nice to see people get their clock clean a little bit more often.
Sure.
Right? And then let the guys play.
Let them play.
Let the guys
play. In the words of Herman Boone and Remember the Titans, let them play. Let them play. By the way, Stephen Hill, the answer to that trivia question is Dan Marino. We were actually talking about that during our happy hour show. The 85 Bears went 15-1 in the regular season, 3-0 in the playoffs. The only loss they had was against Dan Marino. And what was iconic about that, the 72 Dolphins, the only undefeated team the whole season, James, the Bears were going to get that record that the Dolphins had, and it's a Dolphin that took it away from him, Dan Marino.
Had a little added motivation. Dom in the chat saying, what would Ronnie Lott do to some of these pretty boys today? He
destroy them.
Might send them home in a body bag.
All right, James. Why don't we post? I know we want to clean up things a little bit, but we do have Mitchell Tuteen. He wants to knock off a slot on the rice. You want to post that for him?
Sure.
If you guys want to buy the slots, we're happy to post that hanging headliner for you guys. We'll get that on there for you, Mitch Tuteen.
It's up there.
Sweet. Here
we go.
We close something up? Oh.
Weird, you see that?
I do.
I don't know what to do with that.
I think that we are good. We can put that in the slot.
Okay, that's weird that it says it on that end, but then on my end, like if you actually click into the order, it says. That's weird.
Okay, well, we got an order into the extra special minis. Definitely would like to get rocking and rolling with those. But I think we are closed on the Kansas Comet. All right. Sweet.
Thank goodness.
Ask Darryl Stingley Jr. what happened to his father. There you go. I'd rather not. I'd rather not. It sounds dangerous. I know we pulled Joe Theismann in the early show. I think of a poor Joe when Lawrence Taylor got done with him. That was bad. That was bad. All right, guys. Kansas Comet is coming up. Let us know what box number you guys would like on the Kansas Comet. Let's see. We've got 6, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, and 30 available for that break. While we do this Kansas Comet, guys, let's get rocking and rolling on some more breaks. And just so you guys know, Mitch Tuteen, Nestor Rodriguez, you guys were asking about the hanging headliner. That is definitely posted now for you guys. Just bought a display case for Mom, Dukes, says Mitchell Tuteen.
Nice. For what? Is she going to put the Grogan in there?
Steve Grogan, that's right.
Yeah.
So Jennifer Knowles, Mitch Tuteen's mom, won the Steve Grogan and was practically in tears on Mother's Day. She was very, very happy about it. And by the way, talking about 85 Bears, Steve Grogan is the guy who played the Bears in the Super Bowl, and I believe knocked out Dan Marino to get there. So Steve Grogan, the Groganator.
My boy.
He is, I mean, arguably the third greatest Patriot quarterback of all time. I know we got Brady, we had Bledsoe, and then Grogan, which is all three guys we have in the break room.
That's right. The real question is, Kamen, if you're going to start your franchise, right, you're trying to build a dynasty, who's going to be your quarterback? Lynn Dickey or Steve Grogan? It's obviously got to be one of the two.
It's a tough question. I'm going Groganator.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a Bears guy. I can't go Lynn Dickey Packers. I'm going Groganator.
Good on you. I was testing you.
That's right. Imagine if there was a rematch, Finns and Bears, says Dom. That would be great. I think that's what everyone wanted in the Super Bowl. The best offense with the best quarterback in Dan Marino against the best defense in the 85 Bears. But, you know, Dan just couldn't get past the Groganator. Couldn't get past them.
Karma came back for those Patriots, though, because when they needed a game to have an undefeated season, they couldn't get it done.
They just... The ball would just stick to the helmets.
That's what some people say.
That's what some people say. 25 on the box number is called out by Ken. Thank you very much, Ken. I'm going to random you guys up 7 times for your divisions. Ken looking for the closer magic and the box number mojo magic, James.
Love
it. A lot of good stuff going down for Ken.
We got beater box coming up next, it looks like. Just sold out.
All right, good. Snow game didn't help, says John Veluso. Well, that would explain it, why the Dolphins lost to the Patriots. It is hard to pass in the snow. Even the great Dan Marino will tell you that.
Tough.
All right, we're going 7 times for your divisions, guys. She's still in shock, says Metro 2 Team. She is still in shock. And it was fitting it happened on Mother's Day. Very nice. All right, we got Don Garrick, NFC North. We got Verlin Schultz, NFC South. Dwayne Robbie, NFC East. Reginald Tagliacott, NFC West. Could be the Joe Montana. Chris Reitmeyer, AFC North. We got Ken Morawski, AFC South. AFC East is Don Garrick, and AFC West, Mitchell Tuteen. By the way, the NFC East, Dwayne Robbie could be Emmitt Smith. Don Garrick, NFC North, could be Gale Sayers, the Kansas Comet. So definitely looking forward to this break. We have a lot of headliners left in this series. So it just means that a lot of good stuff is coming, guys. A lot of good stuff is coming. We pulled very little of the best stuff yet. All right. We do have a little modern hit here. Beautiful looking jersey, by the way. We got Bud Dupree. He's the current Titans outside linebacker. Played with the Steelers before. 11.5 sacks in 2019. One of the best in the NFL. An absolute beast. He was a 2015 first-round pick out of Kentucky. One of the best defensive players in the game. Bud Dupree on the beautiful Titans jersey. That is the AFC South. And it is the closer magic and the box number magic, Ken Marowski.
Hey,
How about it,
go.
Ken? Ken, you've got yourself a Bud.
Good on you, brother.
Bud Dupree. Love the look of this jersey, James. This is definitely one of the best looking jerseys the Titans have, among the best in the league.
Tighten up.
Tighten up, baby. Tighten up.
There you go. Dom trying to, shuck and jive, make something happen there in the chat. Trading away Chad Johnson for a Dolphins jersey.
Chad Johnson. I think I pulled that Chad Johnson for him.
Oh, really?
It was really cool. So maybe Dom wants the Jalen Waddle for Chad Johnson. That's actually a fairly even trade, I think. If you're talk to Dwayne Robbie. Dwayne Robbie is a resident Bengals fan. Maybe Dwayne has some Dolphin stuff to get you that jersey.
There you go.
I did pull that for you, Dom. You're welcome, Dom. Dom has a Waddle already. There you go. Mitchell Tuteen's got a Todd Gurley, former great running back.
Nice.
That's Mr. and Mrs. Dupree's boy. Ha, says Stephen Hill. There you go. It's a cool looking jersey. That's what it is. And obviously, Ken did get it with $25. So, you can't get signed memorabilia that isn't worth more than $25. So, I mean, this jersey alone, without the signature, would be more than $25, I think. So, Ken definitely making up his value there.
True.
You the man, Ken. Woohoo, says Ken. Nice stuff, dude. What is it? You like to say this, James. If you participate in the chat, good things happen.
Absolutely.
All right. Where are we at? Are we close on any other breaks right now?
We just closed out the
That's right,
beater
the
box.
beater box.
As far as the break page to close something out, we are pretty wide open. Our next closest break would be 5 slots on the hanging headliner.
Also, we did knock off some slots on the hanging headliners.
Nestor hop right back in there and grab some more slots like he said he would.
All right, Mitch Tutine, did you get one as well? I know Mitch was asking about the hanging headliner. All right, guys, here's what I'll do. This is what I'll do because I've been wanting to see this hanging headliner go off the board for a while now, James. This is what we'll do. We'll do a little special thing for anyone that closes out the hanging headliner tonight. I'll give you guys a separate wheel spin. So we have one wheel spin for the beater box, folks. We'll do a second wheel spin for the hanging headliners if we can get that closed out tonight. How does that sound?
Good to me.
All right, let's do it. Let's close up the hanging headliners tonight. It's crazy how much Jerry Rice we have in the break room right now.
Sure.
We've got Jerry Rice in America's Team replica helmets. We've got Jerry Rice in the hanging headliners. And we have a Jerry Rice ball in the jackpot. So
how about it?
If you guys like Jerry Rice, this is the break room for you. We got Jerry Rice everywhere. Look at him. There he is, the GOAT receiver, scoring a touchdown. 5 spots to go, $50 a spot. We'll give you guys a guaranteed wheel spin. Well, one person will have a guaranteed wheel spin.
All right.
Beater box, guys, drop me a box number.
Yeah, let us know.
It's nice, even though I'm a Giants fan, says Ken.
Ken.
All right,
Say
Ken.
hello to Bob Boulay.
Yeah, Ken, you could be, if it wasn't for your Giants, Tom Brady might have 9 Super Bowl rings.
That's true.
Just couldn't beat Eli. It's ironic because Peyton couldn't get past Brady, but it was Eli taking down Brady. Obviously, it was more so Eli's defense, Michael Strahan, and the boys getting the sacks. But nonetheless, Eli's 2-0 in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady.
All those miraculous catches on the sideline, off the helmet. You name it.
Manningham, I think, had the catch down the sideline, and it was David Tyree, right?
It was
had
David
the one
Tyree over Rodney Harrison.
Rodney Harrison. He just, dunked on him. That's what it was.
Manningham's catch was ridiculous. That was dropped in a bucket.
That was all Eli.
Right there.
Although Eli had to, escape on that crazy play.
For the helmet catch?
For the Tyree. He, escaped. That was cool. Come on, guys. The loaded dice helmets. Let's close it. Stephen Hill is a big baller. Wants to do the loaded dice helmets. I agree, Stephen. I definitely agree. Beater box, guys. I'm going to to get the randomizer queued up. Let's see how many boxes we have in there. James, we got 6 in there. I'm going to do the randomizer.
You got it.
I know you're a low number, but we only have 6 in there. I'll let the randomizer pick the box number. If you guys want to buzzer beat me, though, definitely feel free to. I am happy to take any box that you guys want. 4, 11, 23, 25, 26, and 27 in the beater box. Heat are destroying right now, James, apparently. According to the chat. I feel like that's going to be a series where the home team wins every game.
It seems to be that way across all the series, right? You got a little steal of a game here or there, but for the most part, the home teams have been handling business.
All right, 11. Steven came in with 11, literally right as I queued up the randomizer. Stephen Hill, thank you very much on that. Richard Cox with the closer magic. Richard, how you doing, man? Closer magic. We're back to 1 chase, Richard. You're going to be in the wheel spin for the beater box. We're going to do a second chase if we can close out the hanging headliners. Only if we can close it, though. Beater box is a top spot drawing, James. So we open up the item first, and we'll go top spot after. All right. I'm looking forward to that Suns-Mavs game tonight. Might catch a little bit of it after work. Unless you guys want to keep me busy and get a bunch of orders, then I won't catch much of it, which is fine with me. I think we got a mini helmet, looks like, here, James. Mini helmet.
All right.
Show me the mini. Woo, 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 woo.
What you got?
This is beautiful. Beautiful mini. I am 95% sure this is Muhsin Muhammad. But I think it's Muhsin Muhammad. Previously led the NFL in receiving yards. He was also a Chicago Bear at one point. If you could pull up the beater boxes, I know we have a couple items in there that say no COA, but it's 87 on the Panthers. I am pretty positive it's Muhsin Muhammad, who was in the Super Bowl with the Panthers and the Bears, I think. Led the league in receiving yards in 2004. Muhsin Muhammad.
Let's check that out and let's see.
And actually, I'll pull it up myself. I know we've got the listing. There's a couple things on the beater box that we have in there that say no COA.
Muhsin Muhammad. No, that's not it. That's a full size.
Let's see. Oh, I see it. Here we go. Oh, there's a replica Muhsin Muhammad.
There's mini. Okay, I got a Muhsin Muhammad Flash Panthers mini scratch on top of helmet.
Oh, you know what? It's Beckett certified. There it is. Beckett certified. We typically have a card that lets us know as the breakers, even if it is Beckett certified. So there's your COA. There's a little scratch on the top of the helmet. You can barely notice it. Barely noticeable. Muhsin Muhammad. A beautiful mini. He's got the longest receiving touchdown in Super Bowl history, if I remember correctly, says Stephen Hill. There you go. There you go. Can you get something authenticated after the fact?
Absolutely.
Absolutely you can. That's how people get cards graded, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the exact same thing as getting a card graded. Let's say you rip a Tom Brady out of a pack of cards. You got that raw card there. You just send it in, pay whatever you need to pay. They send it back to you with the authentication. Same thing works for your footballs, your helmets, your jerseys. You can send them in to have them authenticated by these companies.
Yeah, and this is authenticated, though. It is Beckett certified. I just didn't have the card, no card with me, but obviously the Beckett items do get certified. Muhsin Muhammad led the league in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns in 2004, receiving catches in 2000, more than 11,000 career receiving yards. So a really nice hit. The Panthers Flash, it's almost in perfect condition. I honestly can't believe this even made the beater box. There is the smallest of small scratches on the top. You can't even really see it on the camera. We are going to go top spot for the Muhammad mini, though. Chris Reitmeyer, Christopher Cochran, Stephen Hill, Benjamin Taglacod, and Richard Cox. One of you guys is going to take home the Muhsin Muhammad mini, and you guys will get a wheel spin at the end of the show. Might be just you guys, could be someone else as well if you fill up another beater box. We're going 7 times. Top spot is Muhsin Muhammad. One more click. 7th and final click, Richard Cox. Closer magic. Richard, you're taking home Muhsin Muhammad.
How about that? Hey, Dom, just trying to help you out real quick, man. Dropped a link in the chat to PSA. Got the information that you're looking for there on that page.
Perfect. Thank you very much, James. All right, Richard Cox does a lot of things with that closer magic, man. He seems to have that mojo. Dom is saying thank you.
You got it.
Awesome. All right, good break. We did get into the beater box. Let me do a little refresher on the webpage, see where we're at right now, guys. Would like to keep ripping boxes tonight. I would like to keep ripping boxes. We have a lot of good stuff in the break room. We're pretty slow right now, unfortunately. So let's get your orders in if you want to keep the night going. 9 spots away on the jackpot, 7 away on the loaded licensed football jerseys, 6 away on the Funko Pops, 5 away on the Jerry Rice hanging headliner. That is double Signature Club points, and we'll do a wheel spin if we fill that up tonight. 6 away on the unloaded Dice Baseball series. We just had a Nolan Ryan coming through in that series the other night. Not even a headliner. 6 away on the loaded Dice full-size helmets. We've been talking about them all day, it feels like, James. Dan Marino is a big name in that series. 6 away on the minis. We got Randy Moss and the boys in there. 7 away on the Pick 1, Get 3 America's Team replica helmet series. And then 8 away on the Kansas Kamen. And then 10 away on the next beater box. So it's up to you guys right now. Throw something out in the chat. Let us know what you guys would like to do. It is definitely the point of the night where we got to get the orders coming in. We want to keep staying on the air. Throw something out in the chat that you guys would like to do. See if someone else wants to tag team it with you, and we can rip some fire.
Rip some fire.
Fire! Fire!
Taking a look at the box score here for the 76ers and the Heat. 81 Heat, 62 76ers. Looks like Joel Embiid and James Harden are doing all right. Embiid's got 17 points, 7 of 12, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Harden's got 14 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, and he's 5 of 11. The supporting players for the 76ers who aren't playing so well, and that's to be expected, right? The role players' performances typically dip on the road. Tobias Harris, he's 4 of 13. Tyrese Maxey is 1 of 8, and that pretty much tells the story right there. When your third and fourth option go 5 for 21, probably going to struggle.
Yeah, that'll do it. Tyrese Maxey, actually, really, if you really put it into perspective, he's been their second scoring option. If you look at the last month or so, he's actually not only been the third option, he's been the second option with Harden struggling. Maxey, obviously a very young player, as you said. Role players do not play as well on the road. Role players play better at home, and it's very evident in the series we see tonight. Mavs and Suns. Dorian Finney-Smith made 8 3-pointers at home, didn't do squat on the road, so we'll see how he does. Jalen Brunson had like 28 points in the road game, so we'll see if the Mavs can get their guys to step up because the Heat are definitely taking care of business. They're going to go up 3-2 in the series. Barring anything crazy here in the fourth quarter. I'll say this for the Sixers, though. It's good to get James Harden going. He had a good game last game. Looks like he's playing pretty good tonight. I think it's important to get him going. And if he can perform, not at his MVP level, he's not there anymore, but if he can be close, they have a fighting shot in this series.
Sure.
I'll throw 2 on the Rice frame if we have 3 more to close it tonight, says Stephen Hill. All right, guys, let's hop in and do the hang and the headliner. Jerry Rice, we've got some folks interested. This is one that is surprising how long it's been in the room. It is autographed by the greatest receiver of all time. James, you and I are thinking alike. We both dropped the link in the chat.
Boom!
So Stephen will get 2 more on there if you guys want to get some more. So Mitchell Tuteen, Nestor Rodriguez, you guys are interested. If you guys can each get 1, then we get 2 from Steven, and 1 other person closes it. We can close that out tonight. Definitely got to do it now, though, guys. It is 8:21. 8:21. I'll give you guys 10 minutes until 8:31. 10 minutes. If we fill something up in the next 10 minutes or get within 2 or 3 slots or less. If we're close, we'll stay on a little longer. Otherwise, at 8:31, we'll call it 8:32 because it just turned 8:22. So at 8:32, if we are not full on a break or within 3 slots or less, we will head to the wheel spin. It'll be the 10 folks in the beater box. So let's fill up some breaks here in the next 10 minutes. If we get a flurry of orders, guys, we can be here for another hour. Could be here for another 2 hours. We always say this, we're here for you. As long as the orders are coming in, we will keep ripping boxes. Unfortunately, we're a little slow on the orders right now, but we can definitely change that, guys. We'll be here for at least another 15 minutes because between the 10 minutes I'm giving you the wheel spin, randomization, etc., we'll be on for at least another 15 minutes. But if you guys wanted to be on past that, we got to get the spots coming in.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go, ladies and gents. Let's go.
I don't know if I've asked you about this yet, Kamen.
Go for it.
We've obviously talked a lot about basketball between our 2 shows together. I want to get a pick from you for tonight between Mavs Suns. Who do you think's?
All right. So I have a pick. I have a bet out there in this game.
Okay.
I've got the Suns minus 6.5, and it's because of, I know we sound like a broken record, but it's literally what you said about 10 minutes ago, and this is my exact reasoning for it. Role players play better at home, worse on the road. I look for Bridges to have a good game. I look for Jay Crowder to have a big game, and I definitely look for Chris Paul to have a big game because Chris Paul had 7 turnovers in Game 3, which is uncharacteristic. He's one of the best, if not the best ever at assist-to-turnover ratio. And then he fouled out in Game 4, had like 5 points.
More fouls than points.
More fouls than points. So I look for Chris Paul to play much better in Game 5. I look for the Dorian Finney-Smiths of the world, Reggie Bullock, etc. for the Mavs not to play as good. I think Luka will be good because he's Luka. He's always good. But I think the Suns are going to win, and I think they're going to cover 6.5 points.
My wife said the same thing. She's feeling
Good.
herself now that she
hot.
made her prediction. She said,
I feel good.
Yeah, she said that the Suns are gonna beat the crap out of the Mavs tonight. And I was like, "Where's this coming from?" She's like, "I just want to see if I can make things happen." Okay, we'll see. But I think for the Suns, it's got to be simple. I think you let Luka do what he wants to do. If Luka scores 50 points, so be it. You, Dorian Finney-Smith, got to beat us. Jalen Brunson, you got to beat us. You know, all these ancillary parts to Luka, I challenge you. You know, Luka's going to do what he's going to do, but Dorian Finney, let's see you make 8 threes again, to your point.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because Luka in Game 1 had, I believe, 45 points in a loss. So I think that is definitely a good key. I think they'll do better if they can control the other guys, because Luka can score 40 and they can still lose. It's happened before, so I think it is very important to make sure the other guys are taken care of, because Luka's one man. Like, the Suns have 2 bad dudes. Like, Devin Booker and Chris Paul, they are 2 all-star players. So they got 2 guys. Luka, I think, is better than both of them. But, you know, it's one guy against two big dogs. DeAndre Ayton, a really underrated player. I mean, you look at the Suns, they probably got the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th best players in this series.
I would agree. I was going to say they're pretty deep for the most part. Luka is the only one on the Mavs that creates his own offense. Jalen Brunson can sometimes, but you know, he can be slowed down. DeAndre Ayton in the paint is creating his own shots. You know, Michael Bridges, he can get a shot off. Fantastic 3-and-D guy. Jay Crowder can get a shot. And then, like you said, Chris Paul and Devin Booker. I just think they have some depth, some really high IQ players, you know, that can get it done. They're kind of Warriors-esque.
Yeah, they are. I mean? They're good at passing the ball. They do a lot of good stuff. I look for them to get the ball to DeAndre Ayton more, so we'll see. This is the hanging headliner that we've been talking about, guys. I want to show this off. Look at this bad boy. This is pretty sick. You can kind of see it on the main screen. This is what it looks like on the desk. Let me see if there's enough room here.
Dude, just chatting.
Just chatting? Okay.
If that'll help.
Let me see. I know that's one of our other scenes. Come on, mouse. There we go. All right, there you go. That does look better. Just chatting. So this is Jerry Rice. Obviously, we know him as the greatest receiver of all time. This is a beautiful Beautiful looking photo. About to score a touchdown. This is $50 a spot. We have 5 spots left. It's a top spot drawing. We'll give you guys a wheel spin if we can fill this up. But let's take home the greatest receiver of all time. I think Rice's stats speak for it. The longevity. I know Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, they're great talents. But Rice was putting up like 1,500 yards, like 10 years in a row. Just an absolute legend. I want to pull Jerry Rice in the break room tonight, guys. Let's definitely get that done. Ooh, wrong scene here.
All you need to say about Jerry Rice to, sort of exemplify what his career has been like and what he means to the game of football. At age 39 and at age 40, in back-to-back seasons, Jerry Rice had over 1,100 yards. He had 9 touchdowns in one season, 7 in another with the Raiders in 2001 and 2002. Who has ever done that, or even come close to doing something like that?
Never.
That's like Tom Brady being as good at quarterback as he is now. Jerry Rice was doing that, receiving contact on a regular basis from defensive players. At 39 and 40 years old, he's going for over 1,000 yards. If I was the defensive players, the cornerbacks, the defensive backs, that played in that season against Jerry, 01, 02, I would be ashamed. You let a 40-year-old man go for 1,000 on you. Are you kidding me?
I agree, but at the same time, I could also look at it this way. I could say that you played against the GOAT. He's that good.
That's true.
That it doesn't even matter. Actually, I had the pleasure of interviewing a guy that was on the Raiders practice squad. I did TV sports reporting in Arkansas and Missouri, but I also did it in Naperville for a local community TV station. The high school football coach, receivers coach, actually was on the Raiders practice squad with Jerry Rice, and he said it was the greatest honor ever just lining up to Rice, like right next to him. I thought it was just a really neat story, and he said nothing but good things about Jerry. He said that Jerry's a really nice guy, really good person.
What's his name?
The guy was...
First name's not Alvin, is it?
Not Alvin.
Okay.
No.
Good. We're not talking about the same.
We're not talking about the same guy?
No, I know a guy that played for the Raiders and is now a collegiate receivers coach as well. I thought maybe we were talking about the same person.
He's actually a local high school coach.
Okay.
And I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. I know he played at University of Illinois for football, but I'm blanking on his name right now. But the point is that he had nothing but good things to say about Jerry. And I thought that was really interesting because Jerry Rice is a very humble guy as well and a great dancer. Dancing with the Stars champion, I believe. So
right.
He can do a little bit of everything. So you guys got about 3 minutes here.
Is it Mike Bellamy? Nah.
No.
I don't think that's him.
It would be like Neuqua Valley High School, but he was like the receivers coach, so I don't know if you can find him.
Let's see. I could probably find him.
Neuqua Valley High School.
I played 7-on-7 against Neuqua Valley.
They're a really good cross-country school. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. I shouldn't have even brought up the story. Maybe this is it. It might be this guy. Let me make sure.
Rodney Jones?
Oh.
You got the same picture I got? Cool.
Is that the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. J.R. Niklos. So, and you can tell why he didn't make it in the NFL because he was a small guy, but it's the second guy there, J.R. Niklos.
Gotcha, I see him.
So he I don't know if he ever got in a game, but he was telling me that he was on the Raiders practice squad at one point.
Yeah.
And he thought it was amazing to be with Jerry Rice. Maybe it was, Oakland Raiders, 05, 06.
That's awesome.
So he just thought it was the coolest thing to play with Jerry. Western Illinois, not Illinois, Western Illinois. He was a fullback, but he told me that he played like some tight end and receiver at 1.2.
Mm-hmm.
So he did a little bit of everything.
Awesome.
Ken is saying, imagine if Megatron still played. Megatron and Randy Moss might be slightly more talented than Jerry Rice, but Jerry had the longevity, and for me, that's why he's the GOAT.
And he's just like Tom Brady because he didn't lean on his athleticism. He was athletic, but he wasn't uber athletic.
No.
he was skilled. He was a technician.
Smooth.
He was a master of his craft. That's what allows you to play wide receiver at 39 and 40. I know more tricks than all the DBs that are covering me. You know, whether they're faster, bigger, or stronger, they still can't guard me because I know all the tricks of the trade. And that's what separates, you know, him from the rest of the guys.
And he had that deceptive speed. The little cuts, like route running isn't about like straight speed. It's about the little cuts you can make.
It's an illusion.
The little illusions, like I mean, you look at some of the best players in the league. Not all of the best players are the most athletic. I mean, Cooper Kupp, like he's athletic, but he's not the most athletic receiver. He did it with route running. That's what Jerry would do. Zig and zag for sure. So, anyways, guys, I did give you guys plenty of opportunities here. Looks like we still haven't had any orders in the last 20 minutes or so. So we're gonna head to the wheel spin top spot chase for the beater box. If we fill something up while we do this, we will break it. Heck, even if we get within 3 slots or less, we'll stay on a little longer to break the items. But you guys will not be a part of the wheel spin unless you do close out the hanging headliners. We'll give you your own separate wheel spin for closing out the hanging headliners. We're going to go 7 times here. 7 times on the dice roller. It's Reginald Tagliacott after 6th. 7th and final click, Christopher Cochran, new customer.
Wow.
Brand new customer taking home the wheel spin. Chris will get you anywhere from $1 to $100 UA gift card on this wheel spin. I'll give you 1 to 2 minutes, Chris. I'll give you a minute here if you are watching. Otherwise, James will start on 1. James, how you been spinning?
I've been on absolute fire.
Okay, good to hear.
I've only spun like a not great number once in the last week. It was $5 for Katrina P. Ryan, but other than that, it's been killer.
I've been about the same. I know I spun 100 with you last Friday. Then I had like a 2 also. So,
yeah.
But mostly above 50 for the most part. There might be an exclusion here or there, but I've been spinning pretty good. Christopher Cochran, are you in here? Chris, give you about another 40 seconds or so. Definitely the last call for orders, guys. If there's anything else you guys want to get in on, now is the time because we're going to hop off the air unless we fill something up or get really, really close. I don't think Chris is with us. I haven't seen him. I know Christopher Cochran. I have the carryover order. Let's start on 1, James.
You got it. Ready?
Let's go. You can see it here.
Stuffed. Good thing he's not in here. If you see this, my bad, man. Keep buying into the break room, and I'll spin you a better wheel sometime. But $7 will be coming to your email shortly here.
Hey, better than nothing. Better than nothing.
Absolutely.
A little thing I like to ask before I get out of here. Again, guys, if you guys want to buzzer beat us with any orders, we're happy to rip those right now. But I ask this every show I do. It's something I started about a month ago, James. Favorite hit of the night, both for you and for our customers. Best hit of the night.
Got to be what we opened up with, the Jarvis Landry, like you said. Still a free agent, so I think that's a really cool hit. He could end up, you know, on a Super Bowl winning team next year if he plays his cards right.
It's possible. My favorite hit, and I'm a little biased, James. You can probably guess who it is. Former Chicago Bears legend, Richard Dent.
There you go.
He's got a special place in my heart, even though I wasn't born just yet. He was the Super Bowl MVP of the Bears' only Super Bowl championship in 1985. I think it was actually in 86 was the Super Bowl, 85-86 season. Don Peluso, of course, likes Jarvis Landry. I think for 2 reasons. 1, because he won it, and 2, because it is a former Dolphin that Don Beluso likes. Anyways, guys, that will unfortunately do it. Didn't get much orders coming in tonight, but that's okay. We'll heat up tomorrow, guys. We're on 12 o'clock 4:30 and 7 o'clock Central Standard Time every Monday through Friday. And I don't think we mentioned it this show. I know I mentioned it during happy hour. We're now on 12 and 7 Central Standard Time on Saturdays and Sundays as well.
Yeah.
So the Saturday and Sunday shows are moving from 2 and 8. They're moving to 12 and 7. I'll actually be back here with you guys tomorrow morning, in for Donnie at noon. And then I'll be back Thursday night, hosting at 7 o'clock Central Time. When are you back, James?
I will be back Thursday afternoon. And one quick note for Dominic Veluso, if you're still out there, Dom, I'm going to refund you for your spot in the pick 1, get 3. We can't leave that up overnight in case it does sell out. You know, you're typically here. We've had, a couple of oversells. We don't want to have any issues like that coming in the morning. So I'm going to refund your spot, and then that pick 1, get 3 will go up tomorrow.
Perfect. What's good still left in the Funkos? I'll be honest, I've been tracking those. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's left. I haven't seen the answer, Allen Iverson, get pulled. I know there's an Aaron Donald in there as well. Those are all autographed Funkos. Just 6 left in that series. So we'll get into that tomorrow. But thank you very much, guys, for everyone that chatted and made orders with us tonight. Thank you to James for producing. We will see you guys tomorrow at noon. You there?
Peace.
Thank you for breaking with Ultimate Autographs in the UA Live Break Room. If you had an awesome time, you can join us again every day. We are live breaking certified sports memorabilia at noon and 7 p.m. Central Time every weekday, and 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Central Time on the weekends. As a reminder, if you purchased a spot in a break that did not fill, your spot will transfer to the next UA Live Breaks broadcast. Thanks again for breaking with Ultimate Autographs. We hope to see you